Okay, so against Temple Warrior, we're fine with the Gold Sorcerer. It's a minion. Okay, so nice, we get some 2-drops. This hand would have been preferable if we were on coin. Harrison's a good pickup here. No Mana Worm start is kind of unfortunate. But we can't complain about having a bunch of 2-drops in our hand.
Let's make magic.
Yeah, we're going to play the Cult Sorcerers first. Because if this sticks on turn 3, then turn 4 we can just use Kabbalah straight away. That would put us in a very good spot. Disciple of Cthulhu. I like it. Okay, so the Cthulhu Warrior. Yeah, so we just gotta ping this. We cannot give him the free trade. Free trade equals we lose. Okay, shield block's good for him. Allows him to cycle. It also activates the shield slam, which is quite good. But here, we're just gonna use these two. We're hoping at least one lives. If they're both cleared, they're both cleared. Can't do too much about it. He does still have this card, which he did keep, so it could be a War Axe. Nice, okay. So off of Kabbalah, so we can get Frostbolts, Arcane Blast, cards like that. Missiles could be okay as well, but we're just gonna Kabbalah here. Okay, so we could just missiles and trade one of these off. I think that's actually okay. It'll remove his armor in most scenarios. Nice, so it was actually a really good outcome for us. Again, we don't really like using arcane missiles when it's not comboed with a Flamewaker or a Mana Worm. But that was okay. I mean, it dealt with his board more efficiently. Yeah, so that wasn't bad. And we did do that because that was a likely outcome. 2 hits face, 2 hits on the Elise. It's just very likely that 2 pings will hit it, or more. So I think that was fine to do. Again, those are some of the more risky plays you do with this deck sometimes. Okay, 1 mana Frostbolt's nice. I think we are just going to go ahead and use the second Kabbalist though. There's so much value. Wow. This is really how we beat the control decks. If we just outvalue them, we can win. So we have 9 cards right now. So we do this, then we overdraw next turn, so we can't do that. We can Frostbolt that and then shatter it. Seems really bad, but no, we can't use that here. We have to save that for bigger minions. So we can just do that, then force him to trade. Yeah. So as a tempo deck, we don't want to be making these trades that we think he can make. As if he has had a War Axe, he would have used it in previous turns. Or other sources of removal, such as a Slam. Even Bash. Okay, so he's really just looking to cycle now. Okay, so he did have the Slam. Hey, Bell Slickners, nice to see you, dude. Flame Strike's okay. We don't really want to tempo Harrison, but we do have 10 cards. I think we have to wait for the Gorehowl to use that. So we can Forgotten Torch. We want to Arcane Intellect too, though. Our hand is just so situational here. We Forgotten Torch, Arcane Intellect, and then we do Overdraw next turn as well. Just using Forgotten Torch and passing is very weak, but I think we may have to do it. Our hand is just so clunky right now. We could just Dragon's Breath his face. That's fine. I just want these cards out of my hand. And removing the armor is actually quite big. Just because it means we can slam down something like an Azure Drake and it may stick. It's not that it's guaranteed to stick because again he can just armor up again next turn, but... Okay. So at 9 cards we're free to use Arcane Intellect here. Yeah, so I think that's what we'll do. We're looking for a minion here. So much burn. We could just Roaring Torch his face. So we should counter damage though. Double fireballs. Yeah, so we have the fireballs. And a Frostbolt, so that's 15. Roaring Torch his face doesn't feel too good. But we do need to get the cards out of our hands. We could Roaring Torch and then Frostbolt his 3/3. Really, I wish we could play the Azure Drake here. I really wish we could. But again, doing this will Roaring Torch's face, sorry, will deny the armor. And then we can Frostbolt this just to remove it. So we can then follow up with the Cabalist next turn. I don't think we'll even have enough room to do that. It may have been a big mistake to do that. Why do I say that? Because we have Shatter in our hand, but we do have Cone of Cold now as well. Also, you'd prefer Frostbolt to be going face against warriors. 1, to deny weapon value, and 2, just because you need to get the damage in. But again, this guy does not have Justicar yet, so we're not too worried about him just snowballing. Yeah, so we have to Azure Drake here. Just cycle. Azure Drake into Fireball face. I'm not fireballing a 3-3. We assume this card's going to be removed. And the logic for fireballing face, again, is we deny the shield slam value. Just because he has used both shield blocks. So he doesn't really have an effective way to gain more armor. The best turn for him actually would be Justicar, armor up, shield slam, the 4-4. But again, we want to play around that, just go face here. And I do believe ignoring the board at this point in the game, sorry, is going to be our best chance of winning. Beautiful. He also takes the damage from that, which is pretty big. But again, the only burn we do have in our deck is another Frostbolt, so we are hoping for something like a Pyro off of our Cabalist. So this is going to happen, right? I mean, we should draw one first, just see what we get. So we get the Harrison. Okay, that's perfect, right? Sorcerer's Apprentice, Arcane Blast for free. We can just draw after, but I do want to remove that. We may just not want to use this game, or for quite a while at least. So that's fine. And again, by not dealing damage face, we are activating his shield slam on our 5-4. He beat the wood. Nice to see you, dude. And Belisk, man, it may have been, dude, but right now we have to play super fast, man. At this point in the game, without Archmage Antonitis, we're playing on a clock. So if we just want to play the stally gameplay where we save our fireballs to clear their minions, I don't think we're going to win. What we have to do is play hyper aggressively and just dodge the Justicar. Like, him doing this is pretty bad right now. I think we're quite fine with this outcome. These cards, like, him not removing these means that he takes 8 face damage this turn. We do Cabalist first, right? No, we might just want a Cone of Cold. Cone of Cold, Fireball. I think we've forgotten Torch for sure, just to give us more odds of drawing Burn. So that's gonna happen for sure. Cabalist, that means it's 6 mana, and then Cone of Cold is 9. So by doing this, our hand's gonna be full. So we do this first just to see what we draw into. Yeah, so we're gonna go for the Cone of Cold plate here, guys. We don't have lethal, right? Would I have had enough mana? Most likely a misplay there. Yeah, so 2 mana plus 2. Yeah, definitely a misplay then. We could have had lethal, guys. Unless I'm tripping out. But it's okay. We still do just get a win next turn, most likely. So yeah, I'm thinking that, yeah, if we hadn't used Forgotten Torch so fast, he was at 15. We attack with those. That's 8 damage. He beat 8. We would have enough mana to use double Fireball. So yeah, that is a misplay. So we could have won last turn. But again, it's not too big of a deal because he doesn't have any more armor gain cards, as he has used a shield block. And if he left our board up, even playing Ancient Shield Bearer, we would still win with the Cone of Cold. So yeah, definitely that's just something to watch out for. Small misplays like that. But again, we played around how we would win the game, and that's just by going face and dodging Justicar after a certain period of time. So overall, a good game still, although we did miss.